my dear Aquarius. This is your love and spirituality reading for the month of June 2019 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. We are soon entering into Gemini season, so happy birthday to all Geminis out there. And I read for the signs in order of most liked videos. You can see the order I read in this time around at the community section of my channel. And thank you all for liking, watching, commenting, donating and subscribing to my channel. I am so grateful for all of your appreciation. If you want to support my channel even more, you can click the ad attached to this video or watch the ad for 30 seconds or to the end of the ad, whichever comes first. That is the way YouTube channels get paid, and you can continue watching all this lovely content for free. So thank you so much. This is a general reading for Sun, Moon and Rising sign. The reading can go both ways. The drama is the same, but it can be different castings to the different roles by the universe. So if you find it to be in reverse, everything is all right. Follow your own intuition. For this reading, I will use the Crystal Tarot with Elisabetta Trevisan, and I will start shuffling your cards. So, my dear Aquarius, see what's going on with you. We have the Devil here and the 10 of Cups. So it seems like it might be a love of some sort that feels destructive, but it doesn't seem to go anywhere. It's still there. So it can be aimed towards, it can be your family. You might think that they are the devil, but you still love them. Or it can be a friend which you love, but you think that the relationship is abusive. The same if it's a lover, co-worker, whatever. It has potential for something wonderful, but it doesn't seem to pan out in that way with the Devil here. So it just means that we are not acting with people with our soul self. We are acting and reacting with them with our shadow self, and that's what's make love so problematic, and relationships so problematic, because we are not being our, how can I say, divine self with other people. We are being our lowest childish person, and reactive also. So that's what's complicates things so much. So I call the divine with love and light, and here we have the Devil together with 9 of Pentacles. So how we start to heal this is, of course, by starting with ourselves. 9 of Pentacles, it means start with your own self-esteem, your self-love, self-confidence, self-worth. Build on your own life, make you happy so that you have a great foundation. From that, you can act without so much these reactive patterns. You can be a much more cool person, less agitated, less easy to become hurt or humiliated. It's less easy to step on your toes and make you have a big reaction if you are acting from this instead of from your wound. Okay, so I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world, and here we have the 7 of Pentacles with the 9 of Pentacles. So unfortunately this is not a quick fix, so you might want to jump immediately to the 10 of Cups and live for happily ever after with these other people that mean so much to you in your life. With the Devil, it's a real strong attachment, maybe a codependent attachment, but this will have to take time. The 9 of Cups wants to show its face as well. You need to build on your own happiness, like making yourself happy without any other person in your life. And when you have succeeded with that, then it's time for this next step where you can live happily also together with others. We have this saying, hell is other people. It's ironic, of course, but many people have this experience. I'm fine when I'm alone, but as soon as I'm with other people, it gets messy, okay? But we still want these other people because we want them to make us happy and to fill our needs. But if we can do this for ourselves, we can then be with people without having so high demands on them for what they need to be for us and what they need to do for us. And we can be with them when we are at our best, and not be with them when we are at our worst. And that's stage number 2. Stage number 3 is when we are able to be with people also with our worst and open up to them, and then can open up to us, and we can like be there for each other in sickness and in sickness and in health. Okay. Okay. So I call the 6 elements, and we have here Queen of Chalices with the 7 of Pentacles. It seems like there's a part of you or someone in your surrounding that doesn't have the real patience to wait, and it's our achy breaky heart. It wants to have love now and not later. It doesn't want to find love internally. It wants to have someone to love them, to carry them, and to, you know, fix things for them. So Queen of Chalices can be like that, and it's because she has a very big heart, big empathy. She has so much love to give, and she also, to be able to hold this kind of amount of love, she also needs people to love her back. But in this case, probably this person needs to love themselves first. Okay, so this song, it's not, you know, the most intelligent or most musically perfected song, but achy breaky heart anyway. Achy breaky heart. How does this song go? You can tell it to, okay, it's like you can tell it to everyone, but don't tell it to my achy breaky heart. So it's almost like this other song, Love Fool. So I'm thinking of that too. I will put them both up. Fool me, go on and fool me. So someone wants to not know the reality here. They want to live in the illusion, if it's all right. Okay. So that can be hard, because we don't want to string someone along, and we don't want to be stringed along. We want to know the truth, but in the same time, we kind of want the dream to be real. And if the dream isn't real, if in fact we thought we were together with our soulmate, but we are together with the boyfriend or girlfriend from hell, like the devil, that it can sometimes be a hard reality to take. And this might be showing you that you need to slowly wake up to the reality, and slowly start to learn to love yourself, slowly start to make yourself happy. This is not something that you can do in one day, to change perspective from this person should make me happy to realize, okay, this person is never going to make me happy. I need to do it for myself. It might take time. We still need to be as truthful as we can towards the people that we have responsibility for. So if we don't feel love, we need to tell them, we need to let them in every step of the way, even if we risk hurting them. It's worse to be hurt by a lie than be hurt by the truth. So I call the 6 elements, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Aquarius viewers. So I want my dear Aquarius to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So I'll just tune in to you, Aquarius, and the energy for you in June for a few seconds here. Yeah, and also try to not, make this about another person, this with the achy breaky heart thing, because sometimes we have the most strong protection towards the truth. And I hear this song again, and it says, you can tell it to everyone, but don't tell my heart, my achy breaky heart. I don't think that she will understand. And if you tell my heart, my achy breaky heart, I think she will kind of rise up to kill her man, or something like that. So it's a male singing about his feminine side. He wants her to be kept in oblivion, like not knowing what's going on, because in other case he will start to feel his feelings, and he can't really take that. He's afraid it will kill him. So it's someone that's probably have like a little bit stoic demeanor, but when it comes to the core of it all, the devil, there's a feminine entity inside of there that needs to get to the surface, and the entity, kind of the soul, needs to start to learn to deal with emotions in a healthy way, be able to go through them instead of putting them in the basement and ignoring them. Yeah, okay. So, my dear Aquarius, this is your future there. This is your now, and this is the past. So in the past you were a winner, okay? You have your shit together, and yeah, successful person, okay, in every different aspect. We have a winner. Here is the winning on a win-win kind of terms. This is winning over other by humiliating them, being super responsible as well, and 10 of cups, 10 of coins, having a lot of material things going for you, and Queen of Wands and Ace of Pentacles. So maybe we're a little bit bitchy quality where we can make lemon juice out of lemons without any problem. Very positive attitude. Whatever it comes, whatever problems, we just, okay, so we do this, okay, so we do that, so we do this. So it seems like a very stable kind of personality, which is able to take the most challenges and do the best they can with it. And it's, of course, very healthy, but it seems like it might be another dimension underneath from what we have seen up till now. And here we have a 9 of Cups, so that's working on your healing, working on your self-love, being able to take disappointments without dying, okay? You still have you. You are the most important person in your life, so don't give up on yourself just because everyone else did. And 6 of Pentacles and 2 of Wands. I think this is saying that you can't, give people all of yourself to make them love you. You actually need to have some kind of self-esteem to have an equal give and take. But we cannot also be a person that doesn't give in fear of getting disappointed, because then we just become pure selfish, and this is not what this is about. Self-love is not about being selfish. It's about getting to know yourself in the depths, becoming very grounded. If we have self-love, we have also self-respect. We know ourselves through and through. We honor our own emotions, so we become calmer. And when we become calmer, we become less reactive. We are less, it's not so often you will start a fight. When you are like this, you will be cool. You will actually put like a wet blanket over the fight and make everyone feel like, the stupid thing we fought about. Of course, we will go and celebrate with a glass of water for the so non-alcoholic version there. Okay, so, and here we have the future, and we have a 2 of Cups and 2 of Pentacles and 8 of Swords and 3 of Wands. So this seems a little bit tricky. Love is there, but it's making you feel nauseated since you're trying to balance between your needs and another person's needs and the world's needs. So you're trying to live up to every person's different expectations. And it seems like you need to become a little bit more my way or highway for a little while, just so that you can sort out what's you and what's the other person, okay? So sometimes the most cold and detached people can be the one that is most likely to bend over backwards in some sense, because they have this in front of their eyes all the time that they need to do so, but because they feel the need to do so, they will revolt and act cold and fight against this urge to be everything for everyone. So they start to cool themselves down and chop off parts of themselves, parts of their soul, close off their love, and become totally impossible to live with. And if they can start loving themselves, they will also know that they are allowed to say no. They don't have to make this big revolution. They don't have to close themselves off, not chop off body parts to avoid feeling anything. They can actually have the full on thing, like the full experience of themselves, and still have the right to say no. So then you don't have to close off your life energy. Okay, so in the past, for my dear Aquarius, we have a 7 of chalices. So this is your old pattern, your old projections, your attachment style, your original wound that makes you act a little bit crazy together with other people. Because I just explained this person that wanted to do everything right for everyone, but the end result was them becoming cold. So this can be, for example, a child that has been having a high demands on them from their parents. The parents saw this golden child and they wanted the best for this child, and they really had this strict way of raising them and telling this is what you should do and this is not allowed, and a good person is doing these things, a good person isn't doing those things, and you need to act so and so, you shouldn't act so and so. So this person grows up with a great burden like the 10 of Wands and feeling, I can't live like this. I'm exhausting myself. I have all these demands to live up to, and they become like a teenager and do revolution, and they are not going to do anything that their parents told them. So they will be impossible to live with. If the parents hadn't been that eager to teach the soul about how it is to live here on earth, the soul would have figured it out for themselves and didn't have to make this big revolution against their parents the rest of their lives. So this is just one example for the kind of wound a person can carry around, and that can make them impossible to find love and happiness, because they are revolting against everything instead of figuring out who am I, what do I want, when am I supposed to say yes, when am I supposed to say no from my inner being. So they're just, trying to get back their sense of self-authority. Okay, and here we have a 4 of Wands, so it seems like they are a good way to be able to do this. Either this is you or it's the other person that you're dealing with. 4 of Wands is a beautiful card of self-love. You are sure, you love yourself, you have this great self-esteem. It's not a fort, it's just it's 4 wands in a corner, so it's not like a brick wall. It's just boundaries. It's just how you tell people that they are allowed to treat you out of your own self-respect. So you're not an let's see here, this word, impenetrated. Okay, a person that you can't come through to. Okay, you're not this kind of person. You are open, you are warm, you are generous, but you have your self-esteem, your self-respect. So people just honor you, they just respect you. The wound is here still, so I will see if it's dealt with or not. We have a Knave of Swords here, so I think this self-respect is something new. It's something that comes from this revolutionary inner child that says, okay, enough is enough. I am now the ruler of my own castle. My parents is not allowed to visit, and this is how it will be from now on. I will speak my truth. I will say yes when I want to say yes. I will say no when I want to say no. I will speak the truth even if my voice shakes. So this kind of alignment with this inner child that had this kind of wisdom all along, it just shut up so it wouldn't upset their parents, and it has shut up since then, and kind of passively aggressively done revolution. It's now free to say and do the things that it was meant to say and do all along. It's just that in the name of conformity and domestication, it had to shut its mouth because the parents or the teachers or society or your friends or your lovers, they expected things from you, and they expected you to be obedient and to do the right thing for them. And this Knave of Swords is a very smart little entity. It knows the best way forward, but it's now still a child maybe. So it will make mistakes. We can't run and jump before we have learned how to crawl. So initially you might be overly protective of your boundaries and, say no. and freak people out instead of saying, no, thank you, I'm fine. So it will be a little bit more intense in the beginning, but eventually it will become more balanced, because the child, if it has been in the basement and kept quiet for a long time, it's still in the same age as when you put it down there and realized, okay, every time this part of me speaks, I have to go to my room without dinner. So we need to shut you up for the rest of our lives. But then it became a missing soul part. And now this missing soul part is back, because you loved yourself enough to align with yourself and let this part of you come back. So it's beautiful. It makes my tears come up in my eyes a little bit. And here we have also the King of Swords. So this is, of course, you. So you weren't able to be fully yourself before you had your voice. People always knew anyway that you were making revolution towards them. They just didn't know why. So they maybe thought that you were impossible in some way, but you weren't. You were just feeling maybe that it was no use to tell them the truth, because they were too like small little ants to understand anyway, because this is a way for the soul to cope with things that's difficult. If a person is constantly being like shut down with their natural expression, they will either turn this towards themselves, like I'm not worthy of love, or they will turn it against the other people, that they are crazy, they are stupid, they are ants, they are insignificant. So we can choose different ways of survive this kind of, it's abuse in some way, but it's of course not meant to be in that way. So the intentions are good, but the intentions are good, but the result is not that great. So I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood. Intentions. I'm writing it down here. Are good. It's old. I'm thinking 60s. Okay. Good song. Anyways. Okay. King of Swords. You don't have to fear being misunderstood anymore, because now you have your back. And you don't need anyone else to have your back at this point, when you're purifying your soul, getting to know yourself, finding out who you are. In this situation, other people doesn't really matter that much, because they can just be a little bit of a disturbance for you to find yourself. You can easily be kidnapped by the love we feel to other people. The love we feel to other people is crucial. We would probably die of boredom if we were alone at this planet, and we might do that. So other people are important, just not right now. Okay. Now they are just important in the way that you can define yourself and find out who you are and what you like and what you don't like. So when they rub you the wrong way, you become aware. So that's the very selfish use you have of people right now. And the next card is the Moon. Yes, to freak you out and to push your buttons and show your wounds. We have Seven of Cups. It's kind of the minor arcana Moon card. Illusions. I don't know what to do. And the Moon card, everything is just shining with the light of the moon. So there's great shadows, things that you don't know, things that's hidden in the darkness. And you're trying to find your way forward through this landscape, and it's the landscape of your own emotions. So the subconscious is talking to you with words that you don't always understand. For example, I had a dream tonight where I poured cooking water on my flowers, and I was not happy when they died. I should have been able to calculate that was what was going to happen when I put cooking water on them, but I didn't realize that. So I'm thinking this is a little bit a similar situation. Cooking water, maybe sometimes we try to do things too fast for our emotions, and we need to be more delicate with them and have a little patience. You can't just go in like a full-blown soldier here and said, okay, so now I'm going to overcome that fear and it's going to go like this quick. And so we need to be more careful with ourselves. This here you have achieved something. Here you are fine. Okay, self-respect, it's there like a doornail. It's not going to go anywhere. Okay, so this is something you have achieved. Emotionally, however, it's still like a distance between you and your emotions. Here you're standing on the chessboard. Here you're keeping yourself a little bit dried up by standing on the moon. So you're still not really maybe king over your emotions is what I'm feeling. You're king over them as long as you don't touch them. But when you touch them, it becomes a little bit too intense maybe. And that's why don't tell my heart, my achy breaky heart. I don't think she will understand. So it's like you still have this part of you in the basement, in the shadows, the Queen of Cups kind of entity, she who rules here the waters and the moon Cancer. Queen of Cups is Cancer, the moon is Cancer, you have the moon there. And we also have Pisces in this picture, two fishes kissing the sword. And we have the Six of Wands here also, showing that you're very successful in this. So it's nothing is wrong. Okay, everything is happening in the right time. You are developing accordingly to schedule. You don't have to feel freaked out. It's just that it's like you have a long to-do list and you have done a few things, but not all the things, and you get a little bit stressed out with this. Maybe headaches, tensions in neck and shoulder, teeth, because you're overachiever a little bit. So try to cool down, not boiling water, okay, and just play with your emotions a little bit. Think, okay, how would I feel if that happened? And you can just feel on that, not making a sad story out of it. Just challenge yourself a little bit, not too much. Just open the door a little bit, okay. So you have a certain amount of control, but maybe control isn't what you're supposed to have. There's something with you that's still very harsh in some way. It's like you need to have a battle plan for everything you do. And I think this Queen of Cups inside of you, she needs to be let out through the ground a little bit more organic. Okay, not as like, no, all my soldiers line up. Now we are going to feel our feelings. So cry all your tears. You have this amount of time on you. Then we need to be ready. We should be healed by now. So that's not going to work. Your feelings, when you have invited them, they're going to be a part of your life. They're not going to go away. You're going to have an alarm system going off now and then without knowing why. And that's a part of the emotions. They are very powerful, and they are not supposed to be in shackles and chains. So you're never ever going to control that part of you. So before you are ready to really embrace your emotions, you actually need to become also less controlling. You can't have control with these kind of matters. And here we have the Magician, so we can have an attempt at least to have control. So the Magician is envisioning something. See what it is that this... it's a baby being born here. Baby being born, and you being like more complete with every part of the puzzle. So you're very determined, you're very eager, you're very curious, you're like a scientist. You're really on this spiritual road to awakening. You take it seriously, you put in serious effort. Just don't try to control it. Ignite it, yes, but then follow, the river, not following your battle plan. Okay, Magician. And then we have an Ace of Cups, so that's sweet, but I'm feeling nauseated. Ooh, Magician and Ace of Chalices. It's probably because this isn't, really possible. You can't control love and, get happiness out of that. Love is something you can't hold in your hand. You can offer it, but you can't force anyone to offer it back. You can't trick anyone into loving you. You can't figure out how to get the love. It's not possible. We have a Pisces symbol there again. And I need to understand my own reaction here, because I read not so much the cards, but the energy of the cards, and this is really intense. So I think it has to do with this great love that comes to you. Don't wake my heart, my achy, breaky heart. I think you can love with great potential. I think your love can burn from here to forever, and you don't want to know that. You don't want to be aware of that, because you want to be able to shut love off when the person that is the aim of your love is not worthy of it. And this now also, my head is a little bit burning. So this is something that you are going to have to work with over a longer period of time. That love isn't something that you can control. Not only the worthy will have your love, you will also love the unworthy, or the people that never did anything in their life to show you love. And that can be very hurtful. But it's also this new, what is about to be born. You're about to see what kind of soul you really are. And I think you're the kind of soul that could love to the moon and back. You don't really want that, because you want to be victorious in a human sense. And a victorious person is one that can shut off their emotions and walk away with their head held high and never think back, and they have their pride. But your pride has nothing to do with this. This is not about how your body will survive with the ego helping. This is about your soul, and your soul apparently have wings to fly, okay? And it wants to be born like the full-on you, and this is a force to be reckoned with, but you're so scared of it, because it means that you need to open your heart. And I think that can be a little bit too much for you, okay, in this position. Okay, we'll see if I will survive the coming cards, or if I will drop with, fainting here. No, it's okay. Temperance card, fine. So Temperance card, we come back in control here, because we are the scientist, okay? You are the person that can figure this out. You are not really scared of your emotion. You have just tried to live your life in the best way possible. And you thought that living your life being very strong and untouchable was a way of dignity. And it was. A part of you will always be like that, because that's the strength, but it's not the whole story of you. So here they're pouring this, hopefully not boiling water then, back and forth. Boiling, I think it's this, we see the magician, we have the alchemist card here, the King of Swords. I think you are on a boot camp a little bit with this idea of, fixing this very quickly, but it's not going to be like that. It's going to happen organically, and it's going to have to be balanced between your the part of you that you have allowed being like your outside persona, and the truth that has been lying inside, like a truly potential seed. But it came with such a profound change that you have been super scared of it. You don't know how to handle it, because no one has a book to explain how to handle that kind of high frequent love. And I'm thinking you are about to write that kind of book. This is the scientist. It's 14, so 1 + 4 is 5. It's connected to the high priest, which is the one that holds humanity's all knowledge, like a library of books. And here is the new book being written, and it comes underneath the moon. So I think it's the book of emotions. You are starting to learn your own emotions. Maybe you will invent new words to explain your emotions. Maybe it's like with the Inuits and the word for snow. There's so many different words for snow, because snow is their whole world. And for you, emotions is going to be a bigger part of your world, and you're going to have more words to explain them, or to name them. So to be able to communicate better. It's like people's evolution going from maybe sign language. So we're going to, without words, taking these 4 deers down there. That was the first language. And then putting actual words to it, and then putting letters to all the sounds, and now putting even more words maybe to emotions. I think even I see the kind of development where you will be able to actually feel what's going on in your body. You're going to feel when bacteria has been entering your body and where they are on their way, and you're going to be able to be a magician about it. So there's profound new fields of knowledge here, scientific knowledge about healing and sickness and health and emotion and physical health as well, how to deal with depression. There's a big amount of undiscovered knowledge here, and it seems like if you are brave enough, you can be one of the big discoverers of this and putting words to it. Other people might have been before you, like having the water as their superpower, but maybe you are the author that can put words to this, what other people have discovered before you, because you have the mental capacity to make, maybe categorize and organize. Like the battle plan isn't totally wrong, but to investigate this and learn about this, you can't have a battle plan. It needs to go organically to make the discoveries. Then you can go back to your battle plan with organizing and categorizing your discoveries. Okay. And Knight of Wands. So Temperance card is Sagittarius. Knight of Wands is Sagittarius. I still feel like this is a scientific energy. I don't feel like this is a kind of lover coming in and tricking you, but it might be, since I just said it. So this is the second alternative, that this play kind of person wants to come and break your heart. They're probably going to do your favor, okay, breaking your heart so you can experience this baby and start to discover parts of yourself that you didn't know existed, this great love. So pain can be our greatest teacher and our greatest challenges, our greatest spiritual awakening. And yes, here we have Judgment. So for most of you, this will be a free willingly discovery, something you will understand by your own determination. For others of you, you will maybe be the victim of some kind of trick, some kind of player kind of person. And if this is what's happening, I don't think that will be such a big problem for you, because you now are so super aware that you will be able to see to this trickery. You have both the Judge there and Judgment. So you will be able to see very clearly what's happening and be able to use this to actually further along your awareness, or your investigation is what I want to say. So sometimes people that has the ability to actually break your heart might be super good for scientific experiments, for making you understand more about the human condition and why things are in the way they are. So I'll pause a little bit because it seems like one of your candles have been burning out. So it will be important for you to keep your awareness right now, both about what you want or what you dream of, what's in your heart, what your inspiration tells you what to do, also being aware of maybe other people's actions, and then having some kind of more adult counter reaction to this. It can also be a situation where you are supposed to do some very big decision. It might have to do with your career, some kind of dream career where you actually would do something that's very fitted to you, that's would make you discover more actually who you are and see your own capacity. So it seems very supportive, like from a divine point of view. You just need to kind of ride the wave instead of trying to control how this situation is unfolding. And Nine of Cups, so it seems like it's something you have asked for and it's coming here, and it seems very it has a big potential to give you true success, to give you more responsibility as well, and to maybe come out with some kind of word or some kind of it can be like a new healing, a way of healing people. It can be a new method to do something in a certain way that you have discovered. And it doesn't have to be on a world arena thing. It can be something you have discovered inside of you, and you're letting people in your relationships learn this together with you, or you teach them this by doing. Okay, and this is your future, and here we have a Nine of Swords, and it comes Seven of Cups and Magician and Nine of Swords. Deliberately walking through the gateways of pain, okay, and knowing with the Magician there that this is exactly what you need to do, and that it's going to give you benefits and success if you're able to do so. So it's going to, you need to muster up some braveness and some positive attitude, and take up your sleeves a little bit and get to work. Nine of Swords. I will actually take a new oracle card to be sure to give you the best help here. It seems to be about being strong, and particularly figure out things in relationships. Why are this person abusing me in this way? Why am I so aimed towards helping them, even though they never helped me really? And figure out things like this. Figure out why things became uncomfortable or abusive or destructive. And it's going to give you strength. And here we have the Emperor, and it comes underneath another 4, which is 4 of Wands, but also Ace of Cups. So I'm thinking there might be a person, you or another person, that had this achy, breaky heart, and now they are brave enough to look at it. So it means maybe looking at what have I done also. I can feel a sense of being guilty here, but not being guilty in the way that, I'm not allowed to, I'm a bad person, I'm not allowed to live, not anything about that, just like a curiosity. Maybe I didn't do those things as good as I could, and it gives me actually hope, because I feel, okay, so if I can actually see things that wasn't done in with best intentions and with best effort, it means I can change things. It means I can do things better. So it's a lot of hope with this. And I'm not sure that this is you. It can be a person that you have been dealing with that suddenly have some regrets and realize what they could have done better. So I want to share that with you, because hopefully that gives you hope as well. And if this is you, it just shows that you are the one that needs to take some action. We can see here Emperor, Magician, 6 of Wands. So this is a person that needs to take action and lead the troops to victory, even if it means admitting to doing something that was kind of wrong. 9 of Swords, 18 in Moon, 1 + 8, 9. And love is what's bind it all together. So it's because of love we even think about what we might have done wrong, because maybe we didn't want the outcome that came for this relationship with the person we loved. I don't see that anything has ended or anything like that, but I'm sensing there's not the most easiest relationships here, and we want to find ways to make them better. And here we have a 3 of Swords, and it comes underneath the Moon and the Temperance card, and the fish is dead, so it's swimming upside down. And I think this is when the achy breaky heart got the news, okay? And this is, of course, painful, but it's also the ignition to change. It's the doorway to making things in a better way than we did before. Instead of ignoring pain and like, oh, who are you? I don't know who you are. When your ex calls and you say, who's this? Because you want to make them believe that you never cared at all. that is not helpful for anyone. And with this Three of Swords, we acknowledge that we do realize who it is that calls, and we have missed them, and we did wish things to be in a different way. So that's when we are getting closer to the truth, and the truth is painful, and we really don't want to know it, but we need to embrace it because it's a part of our development, to become more and more aware and see one truth after the other being exposed, until there's only light, and we can see everything in daylight instead of moonlight. Yes, and here we have a little Knave of Wands comes underneath the Knave of Swords and the Knight of Wands. So it might be that you're dealing with a fire sign, and it seems like there will happen some kind of action or communication between you two. I don't see some forever thing happening, but some kind of like a person feeling the need, the longing to reach out or call. Either that is you or them, but I would guess it's the person feeling guilty. We'll have to do this. Sometimes guilt can prevent us because this person they're looking into the past, this person is looking into the past, and there's a lot of sadness. So if we feel guilty, it can prevent us from communicating. Maybe we think we're not worthy of the other person's love, so better to let them live their life without us because we never made them happy anyway. And that's grand of us, but mostly it's the ego want to avoid difficult situations. So and here I more feel with these kind of cards and that this is a person that look back at the pain, and I said if you feel every time you think about this person from the past that you had this disagreement with, or you didn't see eye to eye, or they abused you or you abused them, or every time you look back you only see they did this and they were like that, then this is a picture of that. When we look back and we feel the hurt all over again, all over again, all over again, all over again. So a better thing to do when we are catching ourselves with our awareness, we're catching ourselves thinking about bad things in the past, we can just send that person love, because if we still think about them and about what they did, it means that we still love them and we still care what happens or what happened. So we might as well admit to that it meant a lot and it hurt a lot, and it would mean a lot if the person said I'm sorry. So we can just send them love. What you're doing really is freeing yourself from this burden here by not repeating the story. When we repeat the story over and over like this, we tend to create it again for our future. If you can send love to the situation, like, okay, that was then, I thank this person for what they taught me, and I send love. So that will give you an alternative future that might be more enjoyable. So it's just in your selfish interest to send them love. And here we have a Three of Pentacles. So it seems like there will be some kind of cooperation, some new ignition, maybe with two people that have a kind of a gruesome past. But now we have found ideas, we have gotten ideas for how to fix it. We have new inspiration. We feel hope. We think that we are strong enough to fix it, that we have the new tools to fix it. We want to try again because we have this idea that now it will work out better. And the divine doesn't disagree. It says, yes, good idea. Try that. We have three on both these sides. Three of Swords, Three of Pentacles, very different tree. Three of Swords is heartbreak. Three of Pentacles is healing from whatever we need to heal from. It's like a health program. So it seems healthy. Try to stay positive. Try to look at the future you want instead of the gruesome past you didn't want. Aim your energy towards healthy direction instead of an unhealthy one. So I'll take a card from a chakra insight oracle. I haven't made reviews of this card. We had physical health jumping there, but I will do so eventually when I get some time. Oh, okay, the same card. Physical health. I'm pretty sure this card came also for Libra. Vitality, strength, body image, balance. 5. And they also have the 9 of Swords, because I remember I saw the same image here as is in the 9 of Swords. This geometric figure is also to be seen there. So, sitting on a stone ledge, looking out over the forest, a woman takes a private moment to honor herself. Overwhelmed by the roles and expectations of her life, she has been denying the needs of her physical body and thus holding her own inner light at bay. But as she takes a moment just to be, the natural regenerative forces of Mother Earth begin to rise up, gently drawing stress and worry from her body and reconnecting her to the deeply infinitive fire light within. And we can see she's entangled with a rope also. Amidst the rapid pace, pressures, and diverse responsibilities of modern life, it can be very easy to lose touch with the needs of our physical body. While many of our modern life circumstances and even some of our spiritual paths call for the denial of physical, this card is calling us to reconnect and honor our physical needs. Our physical body is our temple, our chariot, our sacred vessel in this life. While our mind may be great architect of visionary possibility, and our heart may have the power to bring great passions to life, our physical body is the medium through which spirit and inspiration is brought into form, and so we must care for it as though it were the most honored guest in our home. And in fact, it is actually our home, our temple. This card is an invitation to reconnect with the wisdom of our body, reclaim a sense of balance between work, rest, and play. Integrate your need for quiet time and solitude with activities and social connection. It's time to balance the scales. Bring your love and awareness to your body. Learn to accept your body just as it is, for its unique shape, colors, and textures. Look upon your body with compassion and be grateful that you have this living vessel. Be grateful for the simplest action, like your heart beating and keeping you alive. Thank your feet for their steadfast effort to carry you through your day. Honor your physical needs for nourishing food, clean water, deep breath, sunshine, laughter, love, and connection. Spend time in nature, exercise in ways that make you feel alive. Treat yourself to a massage or a special nurturing meal. Don't just survive, live with vitality and drive. Let your physical health radiant and shine. When we are healthy, everything in life seems to fall into place naturally. The rhythms of our body align themselves with the cycles of the natural world. We become in sync with our true nature. By honoring your physical body, you become a clear vessel for inspiration to move through you, illuminating each step on your path. So, there's a rather high frequency energy coming through here, and if your body isn't all right, it won't be able to carry that kind of load. So you might feel more pain and more physical small things that doesn't work. You know, you can have sore shoulder, or the foot is starting to act up, or your stomach, your head, and getting headaches, whatever. And I think it's symptoms from carrying this kind of new energy. So you need to take better care of your body with food and being more relaxed, sleeping more, resting more, more meditation, just being in the now, mindfulness. So that will help you to recover from the damage that will be done with this high frequency energy coming into your body, because it's going to take away a lot of blockages, and with that it will be a lot of junk in your system, in your muscles, in your blood, that wants to come out. So some kind of cleaning diet would be to be recommended as well. So the blockage can be cleaned from your system forever. Okay. So I'm also going to take a card from the Oracle of Dragon Fae. I'm ignoring my dog that's barking outside because he just wanted to go out. I had to pause and rush out with him for a few seconds ago, and now he wants in again. The Lovers at the Feast comes for you here. And that's, of course, how the body can be. It can be a little bit inconsistent. First it wants you to do that, then it feels bad about it and wants you to do that instead, and then that and that. So it can be hard to follow your own needs sometimes, but try to take it one step at the time, and let your different ideas of how to heal yourself also take time. Don't lose patience so quickly. You are being sent a very strong message by the Dragon Fae, the goddess, and indeed all that is, to take your healing into your own hands. This does not mean rejecting traditional Western medical practice. It means investigating dietary components that may be compromising your perfect health. Nurturing food with organic, fresh, and wholesome ingredient will be of great benefit to you at this time. You are healing yourself when you investigate this type of medicinal approach. Food has magical qualities and is an amazing healer. Please investigate which healing foods would be the best for your own needs, your individual system at this time. The time you take in preparing such foods will nurture your own self-love. So when you take the time to prepare food, you show love to yourself, which will come full circle as improved energy, vitality, emotional stability and strength, increased capacity for joy, and better sleep. Warm foods in particular will be of help to you. When you care for yourself, the rest of the world follow suit. Set the example for how you wish to be treated by treating yourself with love, respect, and building the foundation of strong health. The stronger your physical body, the more spirit will be able to reach you, as you will be a clear and perfect vessel. Sharing meals with loved ones at this time will also be very healing for you. Look directly into their eyes whilst eating together and share what needs to be said, then watch for the miracles. We feel at this time that your food may not be supporting you and that you are not choosing the energy with which you create your life wisely. Please reconsider your choices. If you abuse food, eat excessive amounts of different products that seems to bring you pain or that fills your body with toxins. Sometimes we experience a great deal of resistance to the notion that eating can be medicinal. Take steps to learn for yourself about food and what may work the best for your own body. We have learned that after a seeming famine, a feast will come. After periods of loneliness and hardship, where we each worried so about our needs if our needs would be met, we have experienced renewed joy and truth that we are amply provided for by this beautiful green planet Gaia. So it seems like a lot is happening for you on a metaphysical level, and therefore you need to also join up on a physical level to nourish your body with food, so you're not just burning your candle in both ends. Okay, my dear Aquarius, I hope this was helpful. I want to invite you back to my July reading that I will perform in the middle of June. I will also do probably a pick a card reading in the beginning of June. Welcome back then, and until then, take really, really good care. Okay, bye-bye.